Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's doing well today. We're going to start this week off. It's a pretty eventful week, realistically. We have the Fed coming out on Wednesday, which is going to be a huge event. We're going to be trading that live with our traders in our trading room for futures and options as well. We also have a lot of earnings coming out on Thursday. We have Apple, Google, Amazon, I believe. From those big tech companies that are I think, going to dictate the next movements that we get in this market on the larger swings of things with the expected guidance in the coming quarter and what they see as economic headwinds coming through. So we have the Fed to talk about, some of those earnings as well as some other smaller things here. We do have naturally, it's about 99%, even just a bit higher than 99% for the Fed to hike 25 basis points this Wednesday at about 2 p.m. Eastern time, or should be exactly at 2 p.m. Eastern time, after we had some GDP numbers last week that were fairly good. And what we're seeing is a cut in the hikes, so a drop in the hikes over the past few Fed sessions. And this is going to be the first one of the year. This is going to be the first one in 2023 on February 1st. So all eyes are going to be on that and seeing what Jerome Powell's expectations for inflation are and his tone. Also, the Fed dot plot, which is something that everyone should be watching, the Fed dot plot, in terms of what the Federal Reserve expects the overall rates to be in the coming years and coming quarters. So keep eyes on that. Other than that, I think that that's going to be a pretty big shift in the market's foresight in terms of the movement. I think the market's going to react based on what it expects the future movement to be based on this Fed announcement, based on the dot plot. And also, we're going to get the reaction for earnings that really indicates what the next further move is going to be. So overall, tonight or last night, I should say, we've seen the market pull back a decent bit after we hit that super key level, 41.05 to 08. That's been a massive top of or I should say a bottom start of a distribution block to the upside as prices coming into it. So it was a very strong inflection point, and now we're down about 50 handles from that area. So we're going to see how the bulls really react to this. There's a few key levels that I do want to mention today, but before we talk about that, let's talk a bit about the U.S. gasoline prices that have surged 12% over the past month to an average of $3.51 per gallon, threatening the Fed's inflation fight and potentially extending last year's big rally in refinery equities. So although winter storms in December contributed to a tighter supply, January's mild weather may have led to more drivers that are pushing up pump prices. So gasoline exports have also doubled from a year ago, as China's reopening means there are more people using fuel, while diesel is rising again towards 2022 highs as Europe bans a Russian oil product starting February 5th. So Valero VLO was one of the first major refiners reporting Q4 earnings last week. We also have ExxonMobil, that is an energy company as well. It's going to be reporting this week, easily beating Wall Street's estimates, wrapping up its best year on record. So it's going to be important to see how those energy prices do react as well, because that's a huge component in the inflation as well, which is what we're going to see the Fed talk about on Wednesday. Another thing to talk about, massive headlines have been made by ChatGPT, right? The AI that's been circulating everywhere. OpenAI's ChatGPT has been making headlines for the past few weeks, past few months, and also China's also made a response to this. China's search giant Baidu, BIDU, ticker symbol, is reportedly planning to roll out an artificial intelligence chat service similar to OpenAI's in March, which would launch as a standalone application and gradually merge with its search engine, while Microsoft is planning to do the same. So we'll see what they do and how they do that. So to note, chatbots in China currently focus on social interaction through ChatGPT performs better at a more professional task, so such as programming and essay writing. So apart from research in AI, Baidu is developing autonomous driving technology, and last month the company was also dropped from the Nasdaq 100 amid several changes to the closely watched index. So Baidu, like a lot of Chinese names, has been beaten up over the past few months. Realistically, we're seeing somewhat of an uptick, pretty strong uptick actually, from the reopening news a few months to weeks back. You can see Baidu is currently gapping higher, so that's one of the names that you might want to watch. It's currently trying to enter a new distribution block to the upside, so could be a very interesting name to have on your radar as well, after we made a sprint in 2021, all the way up to about 350. The thing's down about 50% right now, more than 50%, I should say. So in other news, right, overall, we have Dallas Manufacturing Survey, not too much else coming out today, as I think we might have a slower start to the week, Monday and Tuesday, in preparation for the Fed that comes out on Wednesday. But one thing to note, what the overall market's been doing, I do have to take a look at this because again, 41.0508 marks the start of a new distribution block to the upside, so it's going to be a very, very hard task for the price to get in and above that area. If it manages to do so, I think there's going to be a pretty clear course to 41.5060, which can be an upside target this week as long as these bulls manage to hold on these larger pullbacks that we've seen, especially overnight. So overnight right now, there's a key level at 40.40 or 40.38 in between those 2 points. I see that as a huge first area of support for these longs to hold. Currently trading around 4055, which is another area. If we start leapfrogging above 4055, we start entering a new area into the 60, right, low 60s, where we can enter a new distribution block that can take us back up into that higher 60 region and targeting that 75. So the 75, 40.072 to 75 is going to be a massive, massive area of resistance. There's a gamma wall based on market maker repositioning at that area. So it's going to be pretty hard for price to penetrate through that area. But if it manages to do so and closes above 40.75 and even 40.92, which is the top of that area, I think there's going to be a pretty strong bull move that comes into the Fed. Now, that is a pretty long way away, and the bulls do have to do some work, but I want to see if these dips can get bought today. That's going to be one of my first things that I want to notice to see how these things go. And also, I'm going to be taking a look at 4030, 4030 on the ES futures. That region is a massive, massive pivot. If we manage to close below that area and we dump below that area, I think realistically we can see 3950, 60 region before we get that next rally. So we're going to see how that thing shapes up. Under 4024, I would say on the futures, if we manage to close there today, I think there's going to be a decent bit of downside in the coming days into the Fed. Well, I guess there's only one day until the Fed, so we'll see how the Fed kind of shapes things up. But I want to see if these buyers can sustain their strength from last week and continue to buy some of these dips, especially this overall dip that happened overnight. I think that this is a gift for those buyers, and let's see if they're going to take that gift or they're going to get suspicious about it. So that's what I'm looking for today and to start this week. Realistically, we're going to take it slow. Naturally, it is Monday. We're going to see how these things shape up. And of course, we have Fed and massive earnings back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday. So I think that fireworks start sparking midway through the week. The first 2 days might be a little slower. Those are my expectations for the time being. We'll see how things adjust from there. But with that being said, that's all I have in preparation for Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And thank you for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. So thank you. Take care. Remember, check out TradeProAcademy.com for the free member side of things. You can get a free membership there. Also, community.TradeProAcademy.com, where you can enter our free Discord. So I hope to see you guys there, and we'll chat soon. Thank you and take care.